it's Yvonne from GingerChickRehab. I'm so glad to have you back checking out what I am up to today. So in today's video, yes, I am bringing you some Pottery Barn dupes. Who doesn't like to look at Pottery Barn going, yeah, I'm not spending that on this. So yes, and so in today's video, vases are always in the thrift store. I always see them. I love that we all are creating content with them. So I kind of put my spin on a very easy way to make over some glass vases. And along with a few little animals. I have some animals in my inventory. I bought them from Dollar General. You know, they sold, they didn't sell. So why not make them over? So here are the three vases that I picked out. I definitely love the shape of them. They're all a little bit similar and they kind of tear down. But yep, here are my prices. Nope, they don't give these things away. I'm going to start off by giving them a good cleaning, removing those price tags because I like to paint these and I want my paint to adhere properly. So just some Dawn dish soap, some hot water, and let them thoroughly dry. So because these vases are so shiny and there's nothing for paint to absorb into, it's only kind of just sitting on there until it cures, we're going in with some paint and primer by Rust-Oleum in the flat black to get a good base coat on these. And then since I use the flat sheen, I can tell when they're dry. And when they're dry, they're ready for a seal and coat. So I need to seal that paint and primer adheres well to the glass, but I need to seal it in, make sure that it's going to stay. So I'm going with some Polycrylic. Now there's many different ways to add texture to a glass jar to make it look pottery. So I am sharing a very easy way to do this. So yes, just dip in a paintbrush with soft bristles, some DryDex joint compound, spackling, whatever you have. And yeah, look at there. All we're doing is going in a circular motion around the vessel and just adding some texture. So there's so many different ways to make them look. I just wanted to share a very easy version with you because I feel as if the thrift stores have this many vases, how many vases do y'all have at home? So I did grab a bottle of water just in case my joint compound was a little too stiff or I needed a little bit of help to smoothing it out. But this, even though I've used this joint compound before on a different project and it's about halfway gone, I'm having no problems using this brush to apply it to this vase. So now I'm just going to go back through, make sure that I don't have any big clump ups. This is where I might add a little bit of water since it's already started to dry out, just that way that I don't have any big chunks. I still want that texture, making sure that it's going in the circular motion around the vessel. And yeah, this was super easy to apply. Just in case somebody really wants to use real flowers and water in here, I left this safe in the inside. So I'm making sure that some of this texture that had gotten into the inside is cleaned off. And then I also cleaned off that bottom. That way you don't have a chance of the bottom rubbing off. that my joint compound is dry, I'm going in and sealing it in with some more polycrylic. This is just going to ensure that it's not going to chip off. And then now, after that has dried, it's good and dry. I love it on the texture. It just has that nice pottery type texture to it. We're going to go in and paint this black. I'm using my favorite, my go-to Waverly ink chalk paint. And that's another reason you wanted to seal that joint compound in. It is water soluble, so once you started to paint on it, you might be moving it around or having it smeared and making a gray mess. So you definitely, that's a step you'd like to do, is to seal it in. So yep, so I'm just going in with one of those same soft bristle brushes and just working that same circular motion around. And I just love this ink chalk paint, especially since I've sealed this in with polycrylic. Look at, one coat is going to be good enough to cover. And now that my ink chalk paint is dry, we're going to seal them in again with some more polycrylic. This is really just ensuring that your paint is going to be good and on there, and really a little bit goes a long way. If you like the vase as is, you can leave it alone. It is beautiful as is right now, just in the black, but I want to add a little bit more color to it. So in my hordes of grays, this is what I have in my stockpile. Now my next step is super easy too, of adding some colors. I just put some of the paints onto a paper plate. As you see, I have the little sponge dabbers, but I don't think it matters what you apply. So you just randomly go around your vase, your object that you're painting, and put little dots of color. So I'm just going to go around. I'm just going to there's no pattern here. These aren't going to be here at the end. So you just are distributing a color around the vase. Here's the easy way of blending these colors together. So that paint is still wet. We're taking a water bottle, a spray bottle, a mister bottle, whatever you have, and I'm just misting it all the way down. So I start from the top because you know water is going to run down to the bottom, and then I just have a Dollar Tree stencil brush, and I'm just so gingerly just working around, blending those paint dots in. So I'm not trying to get rid of them, I'm just trying to blend them all together. Oh my goodness, how easy was that to blend this and make this look like a pottery piece. Now I probably would have eliminated the lighter color because it did make my vessel go a little bit lighter, but I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it's beautiful. I love the pattern that this created. My goodness, again, oh my gosh, I can't tell you my excitement of how beautiful that technique turned out. It definitely dried a little bit darker. I love it, you guys. So definitely a super easy technique of transforming some vases. So one more time, let's spray it again with some polycrylic and get that sealed in. let's make over some animals. And yes, these are items that I purchased at the Dollar General. I'd actually bought multiples of them. They have sold in our booth, but I thought, you know what? I was looking for animals in the thrift store to do this video for you all to try this same technique on animals, and I couldn't find any, so I thought I have some in my inventory, so why not make these over? So starting off with that good Rust-Oleum spray paint, ensure that I have a good base to start with. We are prepping these little critters the same way as we did the vases. We're going to seal in that Rust-Oleum paint, make sure that it is good and on there. So now I'm just doing that same joint compound. I want to make sure that I get into all his little crevices, any little detailed areas of his nose, his ears, where his arms are laying down. Just want to make sure that I'm still going in that one way of direction around it. That's really going to help it look more like a pottery piece. Now, not to glob too much paint onto this 3-tier animal, I'm going in with one of my smaller fan brushes, making sure that I get that underneath. I want it all to look like pottery, so I don't want to forget my underneath of my animals. Yep, we're going to get that joint compound all sealed in with some polycrylic once it's dry on these guys too. I'm still trying to follow that same pattern of working in the circle around the object, going in with that ink chalk paint. This one, I definitely want to make sure that my underbellies are covered. Do that same polycrylic to seal that ink paint in. I was quite happy with how these colors turned out. I'm going to go ahead and use the same colors on the animals. So let's see if that same dotting technique that we're watering down just gives that uniqueness of a painting technique. Last step again is sealing them in with polycrylic. So it's one of those where you got to trust that process, because I definitely thought they were going to be much lighter, but oh, I just absolutely love how this easy technique turned out. so what did you think of my attempt on Pottery Dupes? I absolutely thought this was a very simple technique on how to change some thrift store found vases, vessels. There's something that you get flowers in, and who doesn't have a whole bunch of them underneath their sink wondering what to do with them? So this is a perfect opportunity to get yourself some new decor, or if you want to resell them, paint them up to resell them, being able to brush that on and put dots and then spray that. Oh my gosh, it just made a super easy technique, even on the animals. My plan was to do something a little bit different to the animals, but that technique turned out so cool, I thought, why not? So give me a comment down below what you thought and a like if you like this kind of content. And if you're new and you're checking out our channel for the first time and you liked what you saw, please hit that subscription button along with the notification bell. And as always, thank you for being part of our YouTube family. We'll see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.